Well, ladies and gentlemen, whilst the Twitter logo may have changed and the platform itself will be transforming into something we've never really seen before, one thing that won't change and never will change are the absolutely ridiculous stories you come across within that app. It almost feels like it's a daily occurrence at this rate, right? This time we have a story going viral from England involving a man who identifies as a woman, dresses up as a woman, who has been left absolutely furious, very common theme, because the key at a spa to a female changing room wasn't working because it turns out, and I quote unquote, the worker had actually assumed, who provided them with the key, that he would want to use the unisex changing rooms. The world is on fire. The Daily Mail go on to report, trans woman who blasted hotel spa for not giving him a key to female changing room sparks furious row with critics including Sharron Davies and demands worker who assumed he would use unisex facilities is sent for gender sensitivity training. Right then. Ann Coombs, 65, vented on Twitter that his day was spoiled after finding he was unable to get his locker key to work in the female changing room of the 4-star Mercure Hotel in Sheffield. He alleged that a number of staff had assumed that he wanted to use the unisex changing room facilities and has since demanded that the worker is sent for gender sensitivity training. They then go on to send the following tweet to air their frustrations. CW swearing, I am so effing angry. I'm at the Mercure Hotel in Sheffield and I fancied using the swimming pool. I couldn't get my locker key to work on the ladies. Turns out the assistant had assumed I wanted to use the unisex changing room with me dressed like this, and they attach an image of themselves for everybody to see.
Excuse me, sir, there's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am!
So the worker at the spa, or the workers, and I'm going to assume, I know we're not really allowed to do that, but I'm going to assume they could tell that this was a man and they handed him the unisex locker room key because maybe also they felt him going into the female changing rooms wouldn't have gone down so well. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand what's wrong with that, unless, of course, this is a case of somebody needing their gender identity being reaffirmed. They need everybody to validate them, and they need, maybe, just maybe, to be surrounded by other women. And if you don't comply, if you don't give them that validation, well, you must be sent to gender sensitivity training. Now, I actually think, okay, in today's world, to not take part in somebody's individual truth is actually quite brave. You know, it's very courageous, and it's crazy I sit here and say that, especially in 2023, right? Because on any other given day, another worker could have given them the key to the female changing room, locker room, because of the societal pressures that are on them, the pressures externally, and just gave in. And then maybe, just maybe, you would have had another situation where women, most likely within that changing room, the locker room, would have felt uncomfortable with a man being in there. But the very idea of a majority feeling uncomfortable in a place where they obviously deserve the right to get changed and deserve to have that privacy without a man stepping in isn't taken into account, because as always, it's always the minorities' wants and needs that must be met. But he further goes on to say on Twitter, this is the first time anyone in real life has treated me as if I'm not a woman. Decent people accept the rule of self-identity. If in doubt, then find a polite way to ask. Don't assume. But Olympic swimmer Sharron Davies, who is campaigning to keep biological men out of women's sports, said, you're a male. Use the changing room with other males, or at the very least the unisex changing room. Deciding you want to change where you want to change does not trump women and girls' rights. P.S. I don't know a single female that would subject that level of discomfort on others. The trans woman replied, Sharron, you know nothing about me, and all you know about the incident is what I have revealed. Don't presume to know things about me with no evidence. It shows an arrogance which is not becoming. TalkTV presenter Julia Hartley-Brewer also weighed in, tweeting, yeah, sure, what all women and girls are looking for when they're naked in a changing room is a big angry man who demands to be in there with them because he's dressed as a woman. Ms. Coombs' tweets on Sunday went viral, and the following day he said, I have been overwhelmed by the number of people who have gone out of their way to state their concern and offer their support, whether virtual or real. Thank you to each and every one of you. I value your standing up as an ally. And to all of those people who weren't on my side, I'm sorry, but I will continue to exist. I'm not going away. It doesn't matter how much you lie about me, I will still be here when you have run out of things to say. Look, just based off this situation, you know, and maybe you guys can let me know if you agree, and this is nothing new, by the way. This is an individual who is always in the right, and there is no compromise, as is always the case. You know, there is never ever a discussion of, oh wait, yeah, you know what, I understand women would feel uncomfortable with a man being in their safe spaces, their changing rooms, their locker rooms, and me using the unisex changing facilities might be for the best. Some people would argue it should only be the males. But there's none of that, because their worldview is the only worldview that must be accepted. And if you disagree with them, well, it's you that must go on gender sensitivity training. They need their identities validated wherever they go. And as they say, you know, this is the first time they haven't been treated as a woman. And I think maybe, just maybe, the world has been conditioned for so long to not challenge something. And the very idea, the notion of challenging something means you're in the wrong and you must accept everything and anything. So when challenged, and because people like this, individuals have been told if anybody challenges them, well, they're in the wrong and you're in the right, you end up with situations like this. In the language that is used, it is always the same. I feel this. I can't believe this happened to me. I'm done. This is too much for me. It's always about them. It is me syndrome. So the pushback from people right now is something a load of people aren't used to, because for so long people have been told just to, oh no, it's okay, just ignore your own eyes and ears, it's not affecting you. And that's how we've reached this state with people being so tolerant of everything, which is why when you see people like Sharron Davies in this country and Riley Gaines in America, they're getting so much attention, and well-deserved attention, because they're standing up for something that people also resonate with but have been scared to voice their opinion on things, you know, because for so long as well, people have been told if you voice your opinion, you're going to face consequences. So when you see these women standing up for the truth, a load of people, women and men, will resonate with them and champion them, as they should. In no way, shape or form should a woman, a girl, a young adult, be subjected to a man in their changing room, locker room, bathrooms because of how somebody feels, their individual truth. It seems like common sense, doesn't it? But when we hear about common sense, it seems like the world wants to go in the opposite direction. The very fact we're having this conversation almost daily at this point just shows you how far backwards society has gone. But it's progression though, right? Progression. Yeah. But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this story. What are your takes on this? I'm very interested to know. If you have enjoyed today, then please, for me, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. I just want to give also a massive thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined recently. It's absolutely insane to see, and I can't thank you enough. As most of you know, we're on the road to 50k. We were only on 46k a few days ago. Now we're on 47k. It's crazy to see, and it's kind of overwhelming, you know, and I, again, just can't thank you guys enough. It means the absolute world to me. Share this video as well if you could. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.